I felt like I was going to throw up holding what Lyco had found. My dog with a thong in his mouth. My dog with a vulgar thong. Not just any thong. One of those with almost no fabric. Just a string, bright red, cheap lace, rhinestones on the front. It wasn't mine. I would never wear something so vulgar. Never in my life. I am not a prude. I even bought a whole collection for our honeymoon. French lace, elegant, sophisticated. The kind of thing Derek always said he loved. He hated cheap lingerie. He'd told me that 100 times. He'd make comments about girls on the beach in thong bikinis. He called them vulgar, desperate, Latinas who wanted attention. I like class, he'd say. I like elegance. That's why I love you. You have good taste, but this thing in my hand. This was everything he said he hated, and it was behind our sofa, in our apartment, in our house. I felt like I was going to throw up. Lyco was wagging his tail, so proud of himself for finding it, for showing it to me. I dropped that thong on the floor. I ran to the bathroom. I fell to my knees in front of the toilet, and I threw up everything I had eaten that morning. When I finished, I sat on the bathroom floor, trembling, crying, trying to breathe. This wasn't happening. Lyco just lay down beside me, understanding my devastating moment. This couldn't be happening. There had to be an explanation, a reasonable explanation. Maybe it was from before we lived together. Maybe one of Derek's friends was playing a prank. It didn't make sense. Maybe Derek had bought it for me as a surprise for the honeymoon, and he hid it behind the sofa and forgot about it. Derek buying me a rhinestone thong? After why spend months helping me choose expensive French lingerie? After telling me 1,000 times that I hated that sort of thing? No, I knew what it was. I needed to go to him. I urgently needed to look him in the eyes. So, minutes before, the universe was already giving me signs. All I know is that the smell hit me the instant I opened the car door. I was immediately surprised. I'd been away for 3 days, and I knew it wasn't his cologne. It wasn't the pine air freshener he always hung from the rearview mirror. It was something else. Something sweet, floral, cheap. Very different indeed. Derek was smiling at me from the driver's seat. Hi, love. How was Nashville? Did everything go well? I asked, showing that I was really surprised by the difference. What smell? Maybe it's from the car wash. I had it washed yesterday. In 4 years together, I could count on one hand the times he washed the car. We're going to take you home. He sped out of the airport parking lot too fast, asking random questions as if he wanted to escape the conversation. I looked out the window thoughtfully and opened it to let in some air. Something seemed wrong, but I couldn't identify what. We had been together for about 4 years and engaged for 8 months. Living together in that apartment in downtown Atlanta for those same 8 months. The wedding was in 6 weeks. My dress was hanging in our closet inside a white cover. Everything was perfect. So why did my stomach feel like it had been filled with rocks? When we arrived at the building, Derek jumped out of the car before I could even unbuckle my seatbelt. I'll get them, okay. No, I'll get them. You can go upstairs. I'll be right behind. Get rid of this washing smell since it's bothering you. The car wash. And drove off before I could say anything else. You know, he didn't want to know about my trip. He just wanted to leave. I carried my suitcase to the elevator myself. I pressed the button for the 8th floor. I watched the numbers go up. You know that feeling? When your body knows before your brain realizes it? It's because of the wedding. I'm on edge, I thought. The one we moved into together 8 months ago, when he proposed. I unlocked the door, and that's when I heard it. Scratching, excited whimpering, the jingle of a collar and tags rattling. Then 30 pounds of golden fur appeared running through the door and down the hallway. Lyco. Hi, my love. Hi. I missed you so much. My dog, my golden retriever, 3 years old. His whole body was wagging, not just his tail, but he was also drooling all over everything. That's what golden retrievers do when they're really happy. They wag their whole tail. I let him remind me that at least someone in this apartment was genuinely happy to see me. Did you miss me? Did you? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. He came back with his favorite green rope toy. He left it at my feet. Want to play? Okay. Let me get ready first. I stood up. I pulled my suitcase into the bedroom. The apartment looked clean, very clean. Then every 2 weeks, a tennis ball this time, okay? A throw. Then mommy needs to take a bath. I threw the ball near the sofa. He ran off like a rocket. He came running back, wagging his tail, all proud of himself. And that's when I saw what he had in his mouth. It wasn't a tennis ball, a hair clip, a big one. One of those claw clips that girls use to make a messy bun. If I try to tie it with a clip, it just slips. It looked brand new. No scratches, no broken teeth, and strangely, no teeth marks from Lyco either. He destroys his toys. He just wagged his tail. He picked up the tennis ball. He wanted to play a little more. I put the hair clip on the coffee table. Maybe it was from our housekeeper. Camila had long, thick, black hair. She probably wore hair clips like that all the time. Maybe she dropped it the last time she was here. Yeah, that made sense. I went back to the living room. I threw the ball to Lyco a few more times. I tried to relax. As if someone had drained all the blood from him. What is this? Where did it come from? He started pacing back and forth. I don't know, Maya. Dogs find things all the time. Maybe it's been under the sofa for weeks and he just found it now. You come back from a trip and you're already interrogating me about a hair clip? His voice was getting louder, defensive, irritated. I'd never seen him like this. In 4 years together, we'd argued maybe 3 times. He'd always been so calm, so rational, so stable. This wasn't stability. This was panic. He snatched the clip from my hand, threw it in the kitchen trash, as if it were contaminated. Done. Gone. Can we move on now? I want to know about your trip. Have the Nashville clients paid you yet? He was smiling again, trying to smile, but his hands were trembling. I let it go, because what else could I do? 3 days is a long time when you're used to sleeping next to someone every night, when you're used to that person's warmth, to their presence. I put on the nightgown he liked, the blue silk one. I brushed my teeth. I went to bed. And before I knew it, Derek was showering and I was already under the cover. Let's go to sleep, okay? He had never said that before. Never. Even when he was exhausted, he always wanted me. Always hugged me tightly, smelled me, complimented me, but today was strange. Are you sure? I haven't seen you in 3 days. Maya, I'm exhausted. Something was wrong, very wrong, but I didn't know what. And I didn't know how to ask without sounding crazy. So I just lay there in the dark, in our bed, feeling more alone than in the 3 days I spent alone in hotel rooms, not being able to name what it is, just feeling it in my stomach like poison. If you're listening to this and have ever felt like this, leave a comment. Tell me, because that feeling, that intuition is usually right. He just wagged his tail, then trotted over to the living room and brought me the hair clip. It was back. He'd pulled it out of the trash like, oh no, that's garbage. But he didn't bring it to me like a toy this time. He brought it to me and dropped it in the middle of the floor. Really smart. They're not just pretty dogs, they're working dogs. A few strands of hair caught in the teeth, long black hair, typed in his password. The laptop opened. I went to his browser history. I know. You're not supposed to do that. Nothing suspicious. Work emails, wedding vendor emails, spam. I checked his text messages on the laptop. They sync with his phone through iMessage. Someone you're hiding. I took a picture of the number with my phone, closed the laptop, sat there shaking. This couldn't be happening. This couldn't be real. We were getting married in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I had my final dress fitting next week, the kind that weighs 1,000 pounds. He was scratching at the corner. Come back, scratch some more, walk toward me, walk back to the couch. He was trying to show me something. I got down on my knees, looked at where he was scratching. There was a gap between the couch and the wall, maybe 3 inches wide. I tried to look into the gap. Too dark. Kept whining. Kept looking at me like I was missing something obvious. I gave up. I went to take a shower. Very good. Look, sorry to bother you, but we're doing pest control this week. Yes, definitely. How much is it? $50. $50 to keep the insects out of my house. Worth every penny. Thanks, Uncle Sam. When are you going to do this? Friday morning, I'll knock beforehand. Make sure you and Mr. Derek take the dog for a walk for a few hours. I imagine. It must have been expensive. It was, but it was worth it. We spent every night on that couch. He smiled. He started to walk away again. Then I remembered. Uncle Sam, wait. He turned around. Do you have a minute? Could you help me with something? Oh, yes. Those electric recliners are very heavy. All that metal inside. Let me help. He held one end. I held the other. Together we pulled. The couch moved slowly, inch by inch, away from the wall. Lyco immediately jumped into the gap. You don't need me here. No, wait, it's okay. I mean, thank you. Thank you for your help. Of course, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm leaving now. He practically ran out of the apartment, and I stood there, holding what Lyco had found, a thong, not just any thong. I'm not a prude. But this thing in my hand, this was everything he said he hated. I ran to the bathroom. This couldn't be happening. There had to be an explanation, a reasonable explanation. Maybe it was from before we lived together. Maybe it was from an ex-girlfriend and had been hiding behind the sofa all this time. No, we'd only had that sofa for 6 months. We'd bought it together, moved in together. There was no before with that sofa. Maybe someone was playing a prank. It didn't make sense. Maybe Derek had bought it for me as a surprise for the honeymoon, and he hid it behind the sofa and forgot about it. Derek? Buying me a rhinestone thong? After spending months helping me choose expensive French lingerie, the marriage, the life we had planned, the future I had imagined, everything, it was over. I got up from the bathroom floor. I washed my face. I looked at myself in the mirror. My eyes were red, my face pale. I looked like a ghost. I went back to the living room, a lingerie store in downtown Atlanta, as if it had been used, washed, and then somehow it ended up behind my sofa. I grabbed my cell phone. I took pictures from every angle, the label, the model, everything. Then I put it in a resealable plastic bag, proof that my fiancé was cheating on me. I just didn't know with whom yet. I tried calling Derek. It went straight to voicemail. I tried again. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. I sent a text. Call me. Now. Emergency. No response. I called his office. Let me check Georgia State. My chest tightened. He lied about where he was. I sat on the couch. The same couch where we'd watched movies every night. Where we'd cuddled and laughed and planned our future. And I cried. I cried so hard I thought I might break. It was my sister, Elena, 2 years older than me, living in Charlotte. We talked every few days, but she had this weird sixth sense about when I needed her. Hey sis, what's up? I can't, Elena. I think Derek is cheating on me. Silence. Don't do anything until I get there. Do you hear me? Don't talk to him. Don't confront him. Just wait for me. Okay. Promise me, Maya. I promise. She hung up. I sat there, in my apartment, with my dog. I didn't say anything, just pointed to the coffee table, where I'd laid out everything Lyco had found. The hair clip, the thong, the photos I'd taken, everything. Derek stopped walking, froze in the doorway. His face went white again, that same bloodless white from yesterday. The panic, the trapped animal look of someone who knows they're caught. I can explain. Those 3 words. The 3 words that mean there's no explanation that will make this okay. Then explain. He came into the room slowly, like I might attack him. But it's not that. You bought me a rhinestone thong from Spicy Nights when you know I hate that kind of stuff. His hands were shaking again. Which one is it? Maya, please. Don't ask questions about the stranger's underwear I found in my home. Don't try to understand why my fiancé's lying to me. I'm not lying. Yes, you are. You're lying right now. I called Georgia State. You weren't there today. You called my job. You're checking up on me now. Don't lie to me. How do you know it's Camila's? He sat back down, put his head in his hands, and he broke. She left it here. A few weeks ago, I was going to throw it away, but I forgot. Why was our housekeeper taking off her underwear in our apartment? Silence. Made it permanent. Made it something I couldn't unknow. When? He looked up at me. tears in his eyes now, but I didn't care. You've been sleeping with her for 4 months. It didn't mean anything. I started laughing, actually laughing. How often? What? How often did you sleep with her? Usually when you were traveling. Yes. So let me get this straight. Every time I went out of town for work, every time I left you alone to build our business so we could afford this wedding and buy a house together, every time I trusted, you called our housekeeper and slept with her in the room we'd set up for when my parents visited. The room with the white furniture and the pretty curtains I'd picked out. Did you pay her? What? Did you pay her? Then what was it like? She started flirting with me a few months ago. For months. I know, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Is it still happening? He looked down. Derek, is it still happening? She was here Monday. While you were in Nashville 2 days ago. You slept with her 2 days ago? Because she was in your car. That's why you didn't want to have sex with me last night? I was selfish. I was weak. You were all of those things, but you were also a liar, a cheater. You were someone I didn't know. I looked at him. Really looked at him. This wasn't Derek, my Derek. The man who proposed with violinists and champagne. The man who held me when I cried about work stress. The man who said he wanted to build a life with me. He hesitated. Derek, tell me now. All of it. I deserve to know all of it. Your cousin. My blood ran cold. My cousin? Which cousin? Natalie. My cousin, Natalie. From Thanksgiving. Yes. You slept with my cousin, Natalie, while I made pumpkin pie downstairs, while my family laughed and ate and celebrated, put his paws on my lap, licked my face. Maya, I know this is bad. Go to Camilla's for all I care, but get out of my sight. Can we please just talk about this? I looked up at him. There's nothing to talk about. You've been cheating on me for months, with our housekeeper, with my cousin, while I planned our wedding. While I worked to build our future, while I trusted you, there's nothing left to talk about. I love you. No, you don't. This was a choice. Over and over and over again, he grabbed his jacket, his keys, stood at the door looking at me. I'll come back tomorrow. And I sat on the floor with my dog and cried until I couldn't cry anymore. My sister Elena arrived at 9:30 that night. She found me still on the floor, Lyco's head in my lap. Oh, honey. Oh, Maya. She sat down next to me, pulled me into her arms. He cheated with Camila and with Natalie for months. I can't. She was right. I knew she was right. But the thought of canceling everything, of telling everyone, of admitting that my perfect relationship wasn't perfect, it felt impossible. How am I supposed to tell people? What am I supposed to say? What about Natalie? She's family. I'm going to have to see her at every holiday for the rest of my life. Elena's face hardened. Natalie is dead to me, and she should be dead to you too. What she did is unforgivable. Should I tell everyone what she did? That's up to you. But personally, grabbed it, came back. What are you doing? Yes, you can. You have to. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. She opened my wedding planning binder, found the vendor contact list. Who do we call first? The venue, Garden Estate. They're closed now, though. We'll email them. What's the address? I gave it to her. She typed, I can't send a mass text telling 200 people my wedding is off. You're right. We'll make it simple. She opened a new text message. Added every single contact from my wedding guest list. Dear friends and family, I regret to inform you that my wedding to Derek Hammond on December 18th is canceled. Thank you for your understanding and support during this difficult time. Maya, she showed me. 197 messages went out. Within 30 seconds, my phone started exploding. I'm so sorry. Call me. Come stay with me. I'll kill him. My mom called. Elena answered. Hi, Mom. Yeah, she's okay. She's with me. Derek cheated multiple times. We canceled everything. Can you call Dad and let him know? What happened? Are you okay? Elena grabbed my phone before I could answer. She typed, you know exactly what happened. Most supportive, some nosy. A few from Derek's family asking what was going on. Elena answered the important ones. No. Then we're changing the locks tomorrow. unpacking his stuff. Elena, I can't. Yes, you can. You're stronger than you think, and I'm here to help. She made me eat something. Toast with peanut butter. I went to bed around 2 a.m. I didn't sleep that night. Just lay there, staring at the ceiling, listening to Lyco breathe, and wondering how I'd been so blind. The next morning, Elena and I went through the apartment. Everything of Derek's went into boxes, clothes, shoes, toiletries, his laptop, his files, everything. What about stuff you bought together? Elena asked. The expensive, beautiful couch where we'd spent so many evenings. By noon, Derek's entire existence was reduced to 7 cardboard boxes stacked by the door. Elena called a locksmith. There's nothing to talk about. I know you're angry. I know you're hurt, but we can fix this. We can go to therapy. We can... No. Maya, please. You don't love me. You never did. If you loved me, you wouldn't have done this. I don't want you to make it up to me. I live there? Not anymore. Your name isn't on the lease. Mine is. You have no legal right to be here. I'd made sure of that when we moved in. The lease was only in my name. Thank God I'd been smart about that. This isn't over, Derek said. Yes, it is. Don't contact me again. Don't show up at my work. Don't try to see me. We're done. I hung up, put everything inside. Over the next week, I went through the motions, called my parents, apologized over and over for her son's behavior, said she raised him better than this, called my boss, lost the deposits, but I didn't care. I promise you're going to get through this. 2 weeks after everything fell apart, Elena had to go back to Charlotte. Are you going to be okay? She asked. I don't know. That's what sisters are for. She left, and I was alone again. Just me and Lyco in that apartment full of memories I wanted to forget. I couldn't stay there. I knew I couldn't stay there, of what I thought we'd had. So I started applying for jobs everywhere, not just Atlanta, anywhere that wasn't. I got an interview with a design firm in Charlotte. Near Elena, they loved my portfolio, offered me the job on the spot, better pay. And I moved to North Carolina, started over, completely over. New city, new job, new apartment, new life. I bought a small house, 2 bedrooms, big backyard for Lyco, all mine. Started therapy, worked on myself. Days where I wonder if I'll ever trust anyone again. Days where I see a couple holding hands and feel that familiar ache. But I also have good days. Days where I wake up and feel grateful. Grateful that I found out before the wedding. Didn't read the letter, just threw it away. He moved on quickly. From what I heard through the grapevine, he's dating someone new already. Someone he met at his gym. I hope she's happy. There was a big family meeting. Lots of screaming, lots of crying. Natalie denied it at first, then admitted it, said she was drunk, said it didn't mean anything, said she was sorry. I haven't spoken to her since, and I probably never will. Some betrayals can't be forgiven. Shouldn't be forgiven. My family understands. They don't invite both of us to events anymore. They choose sides, and they chose me. As for the wedding that never happened, I think about it sometimes. About the venue I never got to walk into as a bride. The dress I never got to wear. The vows I never got to say. But mostly, I think about how lucky I am. Lucky that Lyco found that hair clip. Lucky that he kept showing me, kept insisting, kept trying to tell me something was wrong. Dogs know. They always know. And if your dog is acting weird, if they're trying to show you something, if they're insistent and won't let it go, listen to them. They're trying to protect you. They're trying to help you. They're trying to be the friend you need. Lyco saved me from marrying the wrong man, from wasting more years with someone who didn't value me, from building a life on a foundation of lies. He's sleeping next to me right now as I record this, snoring softly, dreaming about whatever dogs dream about, and I'm so grateful for him. So grateful that he loved me enough to ruin my life so I could build a better one. If you're listening to this and you see yourself in my story, if you're ignoring signs, if you're making excuses for behavior that doesn't make sense, if you're trying to convince yourself that everything is fine when your gut is screaming that it's not, please listen, pay attention, ask questions. Don't ignore your intuition because your brain can be fooled. Your heart can be fooled, but your gut knows and your dog knows. Trust them. Trust yourself And if you find out something you didn't want to know, if your world falls apart, if you feel like you'll never be okay again, know this: you will be okay. Not today, not tomorrow, but eventually you'll survive it, you'll heal, you'll build something better, and one day you'll be grateful it happened. Grateful that you found out, grateful that you didn't waste more time on someone who didn't deserve you. I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm getting closer every day. And if I can do it, so can you. Before I finish, I want to hear from you. Where are you listening from? Drop a comment with your city or state. And if this story resonated with you, if you've ever been betrayed or cheated on, or had your dog try to tell you something important, let me know. You're not alone. None of us are alone. My name is Maya Torres. I'm 32 years old. I'm an interior designer living in Charlotte, North Carolina. I almost married the wrong man. And always, always listen to your dog. They know things we don't want to see, but need to see. And sometimes they love us enough to show us. Because a broken heart heals, but a wasted life doesn't. I'd rather have my broken heart and my freedom than a ring and a lie. Every single time, thank you. And remember, you're stronger than you think. You're worth more than someone who can't be faithful, and you deserve better. We all do.